Well, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, they're still in the midst of an amazing 2015-2016 season, but as they do around this time every year, they announce the season upcoming because they want to get people excited. And, the whole goal here is just to get people going out to these concerts because there's some amazing concerts that they've just announced for the brand new season starting in September 2016-2017. So we invited... no, not Alexander Micklethwaite this morning. Alexander is not here this morning. We have Neal Middleton, who is the Vice President of Marketing and Development with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. He's a big part of the organization, and he's here to chat about the new season that was just announced. Good morning, Neal.
Good morning, Michael.
Thank you for coming in this morning, clearing your voice there for your morning voice.
My pleasure.
So before we talk about some of the really international stars that are coming, I think you've elevated that this year in my mind. Before we talk about some of those stars, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the thoughts behind the planning for this brand new season you've just announced as of yesterday?
So the season, we have about 38, 40 concerts that are in our main public concert series. There's a pile of work. There's quite a team that works on it. Alexander, we have a programming committee with members of the musicians and some of the administrative artistics team that spend really a year. They've just started on next year. Now we've announced this. They spend really about a year trying to figure out what's the right mix to create really a beautiful season that will excite our audience. And so this year, there, as you point out, there's maybe a slightly different feel. We've got some new collaborations. So trying to figure out interesting ways of working with the other institutions, the other organizations in our city. So we're doing a really interesting collaboration with Rainbow Stage to present Rogers Hammerstein's South Pacific, the way that it would have been presented in the golden age of Broadway with a full orchestra. So we're going to have the dancing, the singing, the dialogue. You'll see the full musical with the full symphony orchestra on Centennial Concert Hall stage, which is a sound you can't get anywhere. You aren't going to find that on Broadway. There's a small pit band playing for musicals most of the time now. We are doing this big festival that we'll dig into, music of the Impressionists. That is going to be I'm already get shivers thinking about it. But we're doing this really interesting collaboration with the WAG, who's presenting this summer a Chagall exhibit, and some of the themes from that Chagall exhibit get picked up in the fall in our Music of the Impressionists Festival. So there's a really nice way to sort of see and hear and think about the music of that time in France. And then we're just trying to figure out how to bring the most exciting artists possible to Winnipeg. We have this orchestra of 67 of the top musicians in the country, and whenever we can pair them with some of the best artists in our country and internationally, we get, I think, some of the most thrilling performances you can find in the country. So that was kind of one of the goals also this season.
So there's the themes, there's collaborations. Those are two of the main things this summer, but this coming up this season in September. But you're also you're bringing perhaps one of the most well-known international violinists to kick off the season in September. So why don't you mention that, who it is?
Yeah, we're very excited to bring Joshua Bell. To open our season, one of the top 5 violinists playing today. He's a dynamic character. He's a real interesting connector who's open to doing a wide variety of things. People probably know his playing from the Red Violin. He did the soundtrack to the Red Violin. He also had this big sort of stunt that he did kind of showing how classical music, how its connection to the public has changed a little bit, where he played in one of the subway stops in Washington, D.C. and did a video that went viral of sort of this crowd walking by the top violinist in the world playing this Bach.
Playing this expensive violin down in the subway.
This expensive violin. and that's the other part of Joshua Bell that's really interesting. He plays this Huberman Stradivarius, this beautiful violin that was lost for many years. It belonged to this man, Huberman, who was the founder of the Israel Philharmonic Orchestra, which he founded as the Palestine Philharmonic Orchestra, bringing a lot of Jewish musicians out of pre-Nazi Germany to found that orchestra. And he and Einstein actually toured the U.S. with this violin, raising money to found that orchestra. So a really powerful story. The violin was stolen from him, it disappeared for 50 years, and then Joshua Bell found it and rehabilitated it, and now he plays on this amazing instrument. He's going to play the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, one of the most beautiful pieces ever written, and it's going to be a thrilling way to kick off the season. I'll just put in here, it's a one night only concert, and right now only subscribers have access to that concert. So your best way to get a ticket is subscribe, and then you can get the best seats available.
The only way, and I mean, that's a show that'll surely sell out too. I mean, I don't know if he's ever been to Winnipeg. It's been a long time since he's been to Winnipeg. That's
it's
for
a
sure.
long time. He came as a much younger man, so we're going to hear a much more mature Joshua Bell with just one of the top performances of that we can get from the world.
Absolutely. I mean, he's in demand everywhere. He's got such a busy schedule. So I mean, imagine you planned this at least 2 years in advance to get him booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been on the books for a long time.
Yeah. Well, that's
so we're really excited. We've kind of been keeping it secret for a long time, and now we're very excited to announce it.
You've been totally keeping it a secret for a long time. So that's fantastic. Kicking it off in September with Joshua Bell. And I don't know if you, just to reiterate, you need to be a subscriber to get tickets to that concert. So you have to subscribe to the season in order to get tickets for the Joshua Bell show, because it's a one night only show. And there's some other amazing artists. Now, Joshua Bell probably has the biggest name perhaps that you're bringing, but there's other artists that you're bringing back next year, to me, that are equally, maybe not here. Well, Angela Hewitt is another one. She's coming.
One of the top Canadian pianists, one of the top international pianists who, there's a lot of great artists. Angela Hewitt is great because she actually comes up with a very personal and novel interpretation of the music she tackles. So, people probably know Angela from her great Bach recordings, and she's sort of made her name with sort of the late Baroque and classical repertoire. We're going to have her play the Ravel G minor piano concerto, which is just beautiful, just a stunning work. And Angela Hewitt, who I think some people compared to kind of the Glenn Gould of today, not because she plays like in Glenn Gould, not because there's any relationship in their style, but because she has that original conception of music, and she's able to really create a new approach to music. It's a worthy comparison. It's going to be stunning to have her on our concert hall stage.
Well, I think for me, I mean, as you say, she's known for doing the Bach and the Couperin and very traditional stuff, and doing the Ravel is almost an opportunity for her to really just shine as a soloist and as a performer, because it's a bit more out there than...
It's a completely different flavor.
Exactly.
It's about color, which I think Angela Hewitt, if you think about her playing, it is very much about color. So it's a very, she's a deaf performer of all repertoire, and it'll be a great performance.
And then you're bringing another pianist who's, again, known in Canada and known in the States, but mostly known over in Europe as the pianist Pascal Roger.
Pascal Roger.
And that's a sort of a central figure who is part of we can talk a little bit more about the Impressionists that you're doing as well.
Pascal Roger will be coming in October as the key soloist in our Music of the Impressionists Festival. So this year, our flagship festival, rather than focus on a specific composer or an instrument, we're looking at a period and a style. So Music of the Impressionists, we're going to be doing Debussy's La Mer, Ravel's Daphnis and Chloe, and we have and we're going to be doing a very interesting performance of Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique on I believe it's the Monday or the Tuesday evening. Shorter concert, sort of an idea of an after-work concert, and then we're going to have a bit of a party afterwards. So a little less formal, a little more fun way to get into this really exciting repertoire of Symphonie Fantastique. And then Pascal Roger is going to be doing a solo recital of French repertoire, and also playing the Saint-Saëns second piano concerto with us in the closing concert of the festival.
Wow. So those are just a few of the guest artists. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other ones when you get into the Pops concerts as well. If you want to mention a couple of those, I know one of the ones I'm looking forward to is Denzel Sinclair. Denzel Sinclair, great jazz singer, coming to do what, Nat King Cole?
He's doing the Nat King Cole songbook, and I think the jazz audience will know him. I think he's played in Winnipeg a few times, and so this will be a chance to hear him really in that full big kind of classic jazz sound with the full symphony orchestra in the concert hall. And that is going to be, for the real music lover, that is going to be a real highlight in our pop series. We're also bringing Sheena Easton, the amazing the amazing 80s star, who people will probably know from
For Your Eyes
Only, the great Bond theme. She's doing a show called The Spy Who Loved Me. So she'll be singing some Bond themes, but also themes from other spy related films. It's going to be kind of the big Hollywood spy anthem night, and that's what we're kicking off the pop season with, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then at Christmas, we're bringing one of I think Canada's best love singers, Jan Arden, the totally authentic, sincere singer-songwriter who kind of wears her heart on her sleeve.
Comedian almost, too.
Yeah. And she just released a new Christmas album this year that people may know, and she's going to be premiering it with symphony for the first time with us next Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah. So that'll be really fun. We'll be doing that on a Friday and Saturday in December. And then that Sunday, we're doing a family show, E.T., the film, that just amazing film, which has a beautiful score. We're going to be doing, we'll have the symphony playing the score live underneath the film.
I have a confession to make. I've never seen E.T., so this will be the time to come and see it.
I don't think I've ever seen it straight through. I think I've seen clips of it. So I'm actually, Home Alone was so great and connected with a really broad audience and people from every generation and every walk of life. And we really wanted to try and do something like that again to make sure that the symphony is something for the whole community.
So, I mean, we've touched upon just a few things. Anything else that stands out to you that you want to talk about for the season and get people excited about? Or?
Yeah, there's 40,
so many,
there's 40 concerts. I can talk about all of them.
40
but
concerts.
two that I'm really looking forward to. We're going to open the our classical series after the Joshua Bell concert. We're going to have this young organist from Toronto named Sarah Svensson, who's a very dynamic musician that is kind of reinvigorating the organ. There's this new generation of organists coming out, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. Cameron Carpenter is the one that's kind of captured the larger public imagination.
Guy,
Sarah Svensson, not wild like that, but with that imagination and that sort of bringing that energy to the organ. We're going to bring her to do the Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony and another organ concerto. We have an organ at the concert hall. It's not the full thing. So we're going to go to Westminster United Church to the Casamance Frere organ that they've recently added a few more manuals to, and she's going to just fill that beautiful church with an amazing sound with the full symphony orchestra behind her.
Anything else that even stands out to your mind?
The last one I'll touch on is Tianhua Yang. People will remember her, the incredible Chinese violinist who kicked off our season this year. We just wanted to bring her back right away because she's such an amazing performer, and she's going to be doing the Brahms Violin Concerto to close the season.
Well, she was in the studio. I had her in the studio last time she was in town. A wonderful person and amazing performer. So I was happy to see her back. She was here last year, right? So
yeah, we're very excited. If anybody missed her last year, you have to see Tianhua Yang. Just the technique, flawless. It was incredible.
Well, it's again, we just touched on a few things. In the studio with Neal Middleton. He is the VP of Marketing and Development with Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. We're talking about the new season that was just announced yesterday, 2016-2017 season. It kicks off in September with the great Joshua Bell. And the best place to go for information is to their website, WSO.ca. They've got it all listed there. And just to reiterate, in order to see Joshua Bell, which I'm sure a lot of people will be excited, you have to be a subscriber. But that's hardly a consolation because, I mean, to be a subscriber, you're seeing some amazing concerts and you get the opportunity to get tickets to Joshua Bell. When do tickets and everything start going on sale?
Tickets are on sale now. And so when you book your subscription, you can book your Joshua Bell ticket at the same time.
Right away.
So the sooner you book, the better the seat you'll get. And I'll if I can also make one little plug, we'll be also announcing the full season at our concert this Saturday, where we're doing Elgar's Enigma variations in a Beyond the Score performance. So we talk about it in the first half and get into the story behind the piece, and then full performance in the second half. And season guides will be available there, and you can come and talk to Alexander and the musicians and get the full details behind the 2016 season.
And you can talk to Neal too.
Yes, I'm always happy to talk.
He's always happy to talk, even at 7:30 in the morning.
Even at 7:30.
Well, Neal, thank you for coming by. It's really, really awesome. I mean, I'm so very excited about the season, and
thanks for having me on,
enjoy
Michael.
the rest of the season. But you mentioned the Elgar concert, and you kindly have offered a couple tickets up for the Elgar concert, which takes place on
Saturday, Centennial Concert Hall at 7:30 p.m.
Okay, Saturday. So, first of all, if you want to win tickets to that, the number to call right now is 204-336-1071, 204-336-1071, and I'll give you a pair of tickets to that concert for the Elgar. It's going to be amazing. And also go to WSO.ca for more information about the new season coming up. And it looks great. Again, Neal, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Michael.